Ever feel like some medical discoveries are straight out of a sci-fi movie?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, get ready because today we're taking a deep dive into the future of sight.
Okay.
Specifically, we're talking about the amazing advancements in corneal transplants happening right now.
Exciting.
It's incredible. We're talking about restoring vision in ways we could only dream of just a few years ago.
That's amazing.
And to guide us through this incredible world, we're joined by a leading corneal surgeon in India, Dr. Rajesh Fogla. So let's dive in. Before we get into the futuristic stuff, I
Yeah.
think it would be good to start with the basics for listeners who might not be familiar.
Okay, sure.
When we talk about corneal transplants, what does that actually involve?
So for a long time, the go-to procedure was a full-thickness corneal transplant. We call it PKP for short penetrating keratoplasty.
IKP.
Basically, we replace the entire cornea with a healthy one from a donor. It's still a very important procedure, especially in cases of advanced keratoconus or if there's extensive scarring.
So that full replacement is sometimes still necessary.
Yes.
But what has me really interested are these newer, more targeted approaches we keep hearing about.
Right.
What's the advantage there?
Well, why replace the whole engine if you could just fix the part that's broken?
Makes sense.
These newer techniques, they focus on transplanting only the diseased layers of the cornea. So it's less invasive, and it can lead to, faster healing and potentially fewer complications for the patient.
That's incredible.
It's truly remarkable what surgeons can do now.
Okay, so less invasive, faster healing. I mean, that's what I want to hear. But how do these targeted transplants actually work? It sounds incredibly precise.
Oh, it really is. Two of the most cutting-edge procedures we're seeing are called DLK and EK.
Okay.
DLK stands for Deep Anterior Lamellar Keratoplasty.
Kitschy.
You're right. But basically what it means is we're doing a precise layer replacement.
Yeah.
Imagine carefully peeling away the damaged outer layers of your cornea, but you're leaving that healthy inner layer, the endothelium, completely intact.
So you're saying it's all about preserving what's already working.
Exactly.
And Dr. Fogla mentions that this DLK procedure is ideal when that endothelium is healthy, but what happens if that inner layer is the problem?
Right.
That's when EK comes in, right?
Yeah.
Endothelial keratoplasty.
Exactly. Think of your endothelium like a tiny pump that's constantly working to keep your cornea clear. Conditions like Fuchs' dystrophy, where that pump starts to fail, are actually a leading cause of corneal blindness.
Wow.
So with EK, we can replace just that failing endothelium with a healthy one from a donor, giving that inner pump a total reboot.
So DLLK is like replacing the windshield, and EK is like swapping out a faulty engine part, but on a microscopic level.
That's a great way to put it.
That is incredible precision, and Dr. Fogla's research highlights that both of these techniques have amazing benefits for patients.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me everything.
Well, first, because we're only transplanting the parts of the cornea that are actually damaged, recovery times are much shorter compared to a full transplant.
That makes sense.
But here's another major advantage: a much lower risk of rejection.
Oh.
Plus, the visual outcomes from these procedures can be even better than with a full thickness transplant.
Wow.
It's a game changer for patients.
It really sounds like it.
Yeah.
Faster healing, lower rejection rates, potentially even better vision. That's incredible how far we've come.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But it gets even more futuristic, doesn't it? I mean, we're talking about potentially growing corneas in a lab, right?
You're right. It does
Yeah.
sound like science fiction. But
Yeah.
it's a reality that researchers like Dr. Fogla are working on right now. And the progress they're making is truly remarkable.
Okay, bioengineered corneas. I have to admit, this is the part where my mind starts to get a little blown.
Yeah.
Are we really talking about like growing corneas in a lab?
It sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
But that's exactly what researchers like Dr. Fogla are working on.
How does that even work?
So imagine creating a kind of tiny scaffold, almost like a 3D blueprint for a cornea.
Okay.
Scientists are using both natural and synthetic polymers to do this, and these scaffolds act as a framework for new corneal cells to grow on.
So essentially, you're giving the body a head start on regenerating a new cornea.
Exactly. And it gets even more futuristic.
Futuristic.
Dr. Fogla's research highlights how scientists are exploring bioinks and 3D printing to essentially print corneas.
Print corneas.
Yeah, like printing out a cornea that's ready to be transplanted.
Wow, okay, that is definitely next level. And this is all actually happening. It's not just theory anymore.
Oh, it's happening. These techniques are being actively researched and developed as we speak. And the implications for the future of corneal transplants are huge. I mean, we're talking about potentially eliminating the wait list for donor corneas,
Hmm.
making these procedures available to so many more people all over the world.
That's incredible. A future where no one has to lose their sight because they can't get a corneal transplant. It's truly amazing to see how this field is evolving and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And it's really all thanks to the dedication of these researchers and surgeons like Dr. Fogla who are making this seemingly impossible dream a reality.
I completely agree. This is just the beginning for bioengineered corneas, and the future of restoring sight to millions is looking brighter than ever.
This has been an amazing look into the world of corneal transplants. From those precise surgical techniques to these futuristic bioengineering possibilities, we've learned so much from Dr. Fogla's expertise today. It's incredible to think that something as complex as the cornea can be repaired and even recreated with these amazing advancements in this field. We hope you found this deep dive into the science of sight as fascinating as we did. Until next time, keep looking up.